All right, so I had some guys reached out to me about powerlifting and what was my overall feeling about my powerlifting journey and my ups and downs and good and bad and all that kind of stuff. Just asking some questions, and of course they're gonna ask me if I ever thought about getting back in it. Which I don't know that far, but I don't know. We'll see. May not be the same person if I do. I could easily go back in there and do some decent weight for my age. Actually do some weight that's for my age that's still insane, but nothing like I used to. But when I went into powerlifting, I didn't have no clue at all. I didn't even know how to count and read kilos. They teach us pounds over here in America, so I didn't know my kilos, none of that kind of stuff. And nothing about the powerlifting community. I have no idea. I was just a fish out of water. Did my first powerlifting meet. I think it was 2016. Did my first powerlifting meet. I did a 501 squat, 314 bench, and a 601 deadlift. And then you got all these rules and stuff when you're squatting. You got to hit a certain depth. You got to stand up. You got to listen to commands. Bench pressing, you got to hold the bar. You got to tell you to bench. You got to stabilize on your chest, come to a complete stop with that kind of weight on your chest. Push it up, lock it out, butt can't come up, all that kind of stuff. Can't go sideways with the bar. Elbows got to be locked. And then deadlift, just go out there, stand up with it, erect. Knees, ain't no soft knees, and tell you to put it down. So there's some commands in it. So it's, and I was pretty proud of myself pulling that off on my first powerlifting meet. Then from there, I think the fire hit me, and that's when the journey began, right? And I had my ups and downs. I tried doing a weight cut one time in the powerlifting. That was crazy. I tried a crazy amount of numbers. I was doing natural, so a lot of my number was just like every year I would add like 10 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds. It took me like 6-8 years to go from a 501 squat to a 601 squat, and 100 pounds to a squat. I added 72 pounds to my deadlift. I started off with 601, and then I think I deadlift my top 672, so I added 71 pounds to my deadlift. And then my bench, and the bench is my weakest lift. I started off with a 314 competition bench, and the most I got was 348. So the bench was really rough, shoulder surgery, elbow surgery, just and then at my age I was an older guy, so at my age is I probably could have got a bigger bench than that. But when you're putting that much energy, when you're 45 and up, you close to 50. I think I did probably make my 52. Yeah, of course I did. I did one of my 50 where I did a 500 pound squat, 335 bench, and 567 deadlift at 50 years old. And didn't even train hard for that guy. That was for my niece, Brick, that passed away. I did that for her. So when you training like that, and you add no numbers, and you see yourself like increasing numbers and getting better, then if you like the sport, that passion kicks in. So that's what happened to me for those 8 to 10 years, right? 53 now. I started my first. I think I did my first powerlifting meet at 44. So that's what happened to me. And then the fire went away. Like COVID hit and stuff like that slowed down. I got into fishing a lot, and that fire took over. Still a strong guy though. But my highs in powerlifting was the first meet, of course, because I didn't know what I was doing, to come out with a 14 something total. And everybody was telling me, man, you're pretty strong. And some guys were trying to get me on some masters team, because I was the masters guy. So some guy was trying to get me on his team to lift and stuff like that. Had no idea the numbers I was hitting. And then so that was one of my great moments. But my goal when I got it after that first powerlifting meet, after that first year, when I went from NASA Federation to USPA, my goal was to do like a 600 squat, 400 deadlift, or 400 bench, and a 700 deadlift. Those are insane numbers, very insane numbers. And Give me 1 second here. And I'm doing this naturally, guys. So when I was lifting like that. So that was my goal, right? Is to do those numbers. I only hit one. So I hit a 600-pound squat. It took me a long time to get to that 600-pound squat. It took me basically about 6 years. So, or maybe 4 years, I think. I think I was 48 when I did that. So I hit a 600-pound squat. I didn't get close to the 400 bench press. And I got 672 deadlifts. So the most I got at bench was 348 in competition. And a lot of Texas state records, a lot of national records, a lot of unofficial world records. When you get world records, you have to go to a world meet. And at my strongest, I never did that. But some of the numbers, they were unofficial world records. You hear a lot of powerlifters, locals, and the elite guys say unofficial world record. That means that they got a number. They beat a record, a world record, but they didn't do it in a meet. So when I sit back and think about stuff I've done over those years, I think about, all the people on all the millions of population of men, and where I rank as one of the strongest men in the world. It's pretty rare. I'm pretty sure I'm 0.000000001 of the strongest men in the world. So it showed that dedication, that hard work that I did paid off. I'm thankful that I still stand up straight. I'm thankful I still can go and walk 5 miles. I'm thankful I'm not beat down. I'm thankful I'm not injured, and that kind of stuff, because the two high points or high moments to me was the 600-pound squat and the 672 deadlift. If you put 600 pounds on your back, on your neck, and you train, that's weight you're gonna feel to your core. I got some weight on my neck, my shoulders, not neck, on my shoulders. That one false missed groove can put you out for life, So same thing with deadlift, picking up 600 plus pounds. 672 is getting closer to 700. That is insane weight. One false move and you could be done for life. Here's the kicker. I did try 700 pounds. I did pop my back, my hamstring. It felt like someone shot me in the butt. So that's where you're gonna feel that hamstring when it ready to tear off the bone. It didn't tear off the bone, thank God, but and I felt it in my lower back. I still have that issue going on. It's just not bad because I stretch. I don't lift as heavy as I used to, and but it's there. It's most definitely there. But I'm glad that it didn't injure me severely for life. Those were my two high points. After I got hurt with the 700-pound deadlift, I waited for a while, healed up, and my third highest point is I went back to lifting, and I did a 625 in training at World Champion Gym out there. And then Big Fred and Dre, they'd be out there. And Big Fred is my age, a little bit older. He's a world-class bencher. He can bench 500 pounds, or he did it before. But I went back and did 625. But on the platform, I dropped all the way from 672, and the highs I got was 600. But I was so proud to go back after that injury and be able to pull 600 one last time. After that meet, I did a 600-pound squat, 330 bench, 600 deadlift. After that meet, I knew in my head that, and that was 2020. We did it outdoors in cold weather. And that's when I said it's probably a done deal for me. And I did go back, like I said, when Brick passed away, and did that meet. And I was 50, I'm 53 now. I was probably 51. And I did the 500 squat, 330 bench, 567 deadlift. Still some crazy number for 50 years old. And it kind of shocked me that I did that. But my lows was missing the 700-pound deadlift. Never did get close to 400 bench press. And then I do know a lot of guys that do special. We call them specialist lifters. They do like bench only or deadlift only, right? They're still overall strong guys, but that's what they do for years, and they build a big bench press or they build a big deadlift. So a lot of those guys would tell me, "Hey man, if you did deadlift only for about 2 years, don't use all of your energy for squatting. Don't use all of your energy for bench pressing. Just do minute. Just do minor when you're doing that. But deadlift only." And they was like, "Dude, you got 700 pounds." They said also told me if you did bench press only, don't squat. It takes a lot of your energy, and don't deadlift. Just bench only for a year. You were doing close to 350. You'd have got you'd have got 400 pounds. I don't know. It never happened. So, but I do know as you get older, anyone that listening to me, I do know because I'm a witness. So as you get older, when you do a full powerlifting meet, bench, squat, and deadlift, and you train for a year for that, you have to learn how to figure out what's your strongest lifts, right? When you compete in this. So this is what I did over time. So you figure out what's your strong lift. So my deadlift was my strongest. My squat caught up to my deadlift, and then my bench was my weakest. So I would put more energy into squat and deadlift, because if I put all of my energy into trying to get a 400-pound bench press, okay, now my squat is stagnant and my deadlift is stagnant. Might even drop a little bit because I'm doing that. So I figure, okay, if I can add 5 or 10 pounds to my bench press, right, every year, or just stay where I'm at, but I can add 20 or 30 pounds to my deadlift and my squat, that mindset there, that's how I always won. A lot of times I would go against myself a lot, and I just look how I compete with all the other people. I was always in like the top 7 deadlift out of the whole meet. That's the 20s, the 30s, the 40, 50-year-old guys. Every weight class, I was there. Or a lot of times I would compete with like 2 guys. There ain't too many people my age want to do this. So I'll compete with 2 guys, 2 or 3 guys, or all the masters together, and I would do pretty good. But yeah, that was my highs. Is that 600 squat, 672 deadlift, crazy weight. My lows is didn't touch the 400 bench and didn't touch the 700 deadlift. I got injured. That was a low. That was a mental low right there. I had to break through that, and that was it, honestly. But other than that, the journey in powerlifting was amazing. I met some great people. I met some amazing people. The powerlifting community is different from bodybuilding. I noticed that. Powerlifting community, everybody kind of come together, pushes for each other. You could be competing with 5 guys, and y'all will push each other to hit that weight, but you try to beat them. I don't notice that in other sports, but so powerlifting is a different community. It's more like a family. All the different races, all different age brackets. It just it was pretty cool to experience that. That'd be part of my life forever. I love the journey. I love the not just the platform and sitting. I love behind the scenes training to get to the platform. I love that every week going in there, man, banging that weight, man. Because you got a goal you're trying to get to, and day of you want to be ready. So I love preparing for the powerlifting meet. Preparation, mental. It's all about the mental. Going in to do that every day. Not many people want to go and lift, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 pounds every week for many years. Not many people want to do that. If it was, there'd be more people doing it. And then pushing, and then getting with the younger guys to push me as I got older, getting with them to push me because they give you the energy to keep you going, right? So that was a big plus. And I had a crazy supporting system: Adrian, Jesus, Dafo, Bo, and just everybody else that played a part of that journey as I went through that journey. Everybody. That was pretty cool. They're supporting, screaming for me, helping me wrap my knees. Cause for a moment, I was doing wraps when I was squatting. Oh, and then I transitioned to sleeves, and I've done 600 in wraps. I've done 500 in sleeves, and I've done a 500 squat with no wraps, no sleeves, just my knees, which was crazy. I shouldn't have done that. Could have really damaged myself. And then I walked away from it, started fishing a lot. COVID shut a lot of stuff down. And then my whole mindset shifted, Still can go and squat 400 pounds. I'm sure I can bench 300 pounds. I can deadlift 500 pounds. So for 53, 400 squat, 300 bench, 500 deadlift. And I probably can do it real convincingly without training much. It's pretty cool to be able to do that. Sometimes I shock myself when I go in there every once in a while. I don't bench press heavy that much at all. But I did 255 the other day. It was pretty simple. But I don't bench press heavy at all. I squat sometimes 400, and I was like, oh, wow. Still move pretty good. I deadlift 400, sometimes 410. It moves crazy fast, which is scary because it moves like it moved when I was doing 600 pounds. But I know if I go to 450, 500, it'll slow down real quick. So that's pretty cool. That's still in me. Would I ever do another powerlifting meet? I don't know, maybe. But would I still train heavy here and there? Oh yeah, I still train heavy here and there. That spirit gets in there. But overall, man, powerlifting was a crazy journey. It was a hell of a journey. I'm not gonna lie to you. That rush you get to lift weights and hit PRs, if you're into that sport, that's a hell of a rush. It could be addiction. So I see how people do powerlifting to their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Now I see that, and it's a good sport. Don't let it fool you. They can lift heavy. It's gonna do damage to you. You're gonna do damage just sitting around the house as you age. It's actually gonna be better for you. Just be smart about it, And other than that, man, I have nothing else to say about powerlifting. Just great community, great people. Great experience, great numbers. You can go out to the openpowerlifting.com. All one word, openpowerlifting.com. Go to records, type in Ernest James, and you'll see where I stand right now in open powerlifting. Go to Masters 45 to 50. You can type my name in, you see where I stand in there. And I'm pretty sure I'm way up there. And then go to Masters 50 to 54 and type my name in there, and I'm sure I'm way there. It'll be thousands of lifters, and I'm probably gonna be in probably about like 100, 200, 300 out of thousands of lifters. That's not bad at all. And I honestly did it my way. I didn't get coaches. I didn't pay all this kind of stuff. I just did it my way. So it probably could have been a way lot more than that if I got a professional coach and train and kind of ate good and all that kind of stuff. So pretty proud of myself on there. But other than that, man, powerlifting is good. So all the people that were asking me about that, long video, but that's a lot of the information from powerlifting that I gave out. A lot of my success, a lot of my downs, my failures, and just my overall journey. I have nothing to complain about. That was a pretty good sport, and I'm still healthy.